Welcome students to our business studies class. Students, we have already completed scientific management techniques, principles of scientific management and the techniques developed by Taylor. Today we'll start the 14 principles which were given by Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol was born in France in 1841. He was an engineer by profession, but he is called as father of management studies and thoughts because his principles are widely accepted around the world. जो principles इन्होंने दिए, they act as guidelines for all the managers around the world. ठीक है, so let's start the principles developed by Henry Fayol. The first principle he gave was division of work and specialization. Okay, the division of work, as the name suggests, that work is divided into small tasks and small units, and instead of giving the whole task to one person, he suggested that work should be divided into small tasks, and those small tasks should be given to a person so that becomes he becomes very the worker becomes very efficient in performing that task again and again. He becomes efficient, and he becomes specialized in that particular action or a particular job. For example, here it's an example of a shirt is given here. अगर आप shirts produce कर रहे हो तो instead of giving producing shirt, one shirt produced by a worker, what Henry Fayol suggested that कि एक shirt एक ही worker produce करे, instead of that divide that work into number of workers. One group should prepare the collar of the shirt, one group should prepare the sleeves of the shirt, then the third group will sew it, उसके सारे parts sew करेगा, then the fourth group will make buttons on it, then the fifth group will iron it and pack it. So packing and packaging department will be totally different. So हर groups को different task divide कर दो so that they become specialized in it, and it increases their efficiency and reduces the wastage of resources. ठीक है. So according to this principle, the whole work should be divided into small tasks or units instead of assigning the whole task to one person. Right? So when a person is performing a part of the job again and again, he will become perfect and specialized in doing that, and the efficiency will improve. He becomes very efficient in doing that task, and his efficiency will improve. He will become specialized in doing that task. Fayol said that not only the factory work but also technical and managerial work, managerial and skill jobs can also be divided into small units, small groups, small segments, so that it brings specialization. So, like for example, in a bank, one person is receiving cash only, okay, and one person is giving cash. So one is making entry in the passbook, and one is giving the loan, and one person is assigned for giving loan and doing the FD work and other operations of the bank. So, what do you see in a bank? In a bank also, the work is divided into different people, and this principle is widely accepted around the world, and everybody is following this principle. So positive effects क्या है इस principle के? That specialization, it brings specialization and it improves the efficiency. ठीक है, it brings specialization and it improves efficiency. Then what will be the consequences of not following this principle? If you don't follow this principle, it will bring lack of efficiency. अगर एक ही person को सारा काम आप दे देंगे करने के लिए, then he will become inefficient because उसको specialization नहीं आएगी. There will be no specialization and chances of duplication of work. चांसेस होंगे कि वो अपना काम गलत करेगा, एंड if there will be no efficiency and no specialization of work. Okay, so next principle given by the Henry Fayol was authority and responsibility. Authority and responsibility का क्या मतलब होता है? Authority means power to take decisions. Authority means power to take decision, whereas responsibility means obligation to complete the job assigned on time. Authority हमें power देता है to take decisions एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हमारी होती है कि हमें जब काम दिया जाता है तो वी हैव टू कंप्लीट इट ऑन टाइम. ठीक है, बट authority and responsibility are the two terms which where there should be a balance between both of them. If you are giving too much of authority to a person कि आप इसके भी इंचार्ज हो, आप इस डिपार्टमेंट के भी इंचार्ज हो, आप इस डिपार्टमेंट के भी इंचार्ज हो, and you are not given responsibility, you are not given any work, then that person can make misuse of the authority. वो अपनी authority का misuse कर सकता है and it will make him more less interested in the work. ठीक है, and if you have given more excess of responsibility to a person और उसको authority नहीं दी हुई है, then what will happen? Then he will become arrogant and there will be a fear of he will become arrogant and he will not be able to complete his work on time. वो कभी भी अपना वर्क कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाएगा, वो फ्रस्ट्रेटेड रहेगा अगर उसके पास एक्सेस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज है एंड ही इज़ नॉट कंप्लीटिंग, ही इज़ नॉट गिवन अथॉरिटी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर एक वर्कर को 100 यूनिट्स पर डे प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए दिया गया है, ही इज़ गिवन अ टारगेट टू प्रोड्यूस 100 यूनिट्स इन अ डे, but he is not given authority to take out the tools or take out the raw materials from the store, from the store in from the store department. Then what will happen? Then you cannot blame him for not achieving the target. That उस worker की गलती नहीं है. You have given him excess of responsibility. You are asking him to produce 100 units, but you have not given him authority to take out the tools or materials or use the machinery for producing it. You are giving the responsibility, but you are not giving authority to him, right? So what will happen because of that it will be, create delay in completion of work due to less of authority. काम करने में हमेशा देरी होगी because आपने authority नहीं दी उसको. Then there will be misuse of authority due to excess authority. अगर किसी को आपने बहुत excess authority दी है, then he will definitely going to misuse it. Then overburden with work with excess responsibility. A person will be overburdened with the work. Excess responsibility आपने दे दी है, then he will be overburdened with the work. You have not given him authority to complete his work on time. Now, what will be the positive effects of this principle? Positive effects will be there would be no misuse of the authority. पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट्स क्या होंगे? मिसयूज नहीं होगा अथॉरिटी का, एंड इट विल हेल्प द मीटिंग द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज on time without any delay. Workers would be able to complete their job on time and without any delay, right? So an organization should build safeguards against misuse or abuse of managerial power. You should take care that there is no excess of authority is given to any person, so that there is no misuse or abuse of managerial powers. A manager should have the right to punish the subordinates, but he should also give chance to his subordinates to express his views, why he did not obey the orders or why he did not uh, complete the work on time, right? So ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि मैनेजर को इतनी ज़्यादा अथॉरिटी है कि वो किसी भी वर्कर को कभी भी जॉब से टर्न आउट कर दे रहा है. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, या पनिश कर दे रहा है. He should give if he is given authority, he should be responsible for his employees also. उनके motivation, उनकी well-being के लिए he should be responsible. So that will bring positive effects in the organization, that no misuse of authority is there, and it helps in meeting the responsibilities on time without any delay. Now next principle is discipline. What is discipline? Discipline is when you are following a code of conduct, रूल्स रेगुलेशंस, या कोई आपने एम्प्लॉयज़ को जब रखा था तो आपने कोई एग्रीमेंट साइन कराया था तो उसमें कुछ कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट्स मेंशन थे, ठीक है, तो या कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट और रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस, टू ओबे देम इज डिसिप्लिन. Then good superiors at all levels. There should be good superiors at all levels and clear and fair agreements. Clear and fair agreements among the superiors and the subordinates. So, meeting commitments at all level. Commitments meet करना, ठीक है, at all levels. Then judicious application of penalty. अगर आप किसी subordinate के ऊपर penalties लगा रहे हो, then there should be a justification after that. You should have given enough opportunity to the employee कि आप उसने अपनी गलती क्यों हुई या मिस्टेक्स क्यों हुई, उसके लिए उसने अपने व्यूज एक्सप्रेस किए हैं, अपना पार्ट भी एक्सप्रेस किया है. यू शुड लिसन टू हिज पार्ट ऑल्सो एंड देन डिसाइड whether the subordinate should be punished or not. Okay. Then Fayol insists that discipline is required at superior as well as subordinate level both. The disciplinary rules shall not be applicable only to the subordinates, but discipline requires good superiors at all levels. There should be good superiors at all levels. There should be clear and fair agreement between superiors and subordinates, or judicious application of penalties should be there. For example, agar the employees must honor their commitments towards the organization. Honor and what is their commitment? किसी भी employee की commitment क्या होती है organization के लिए? That they should work efficiently and effectively for the organization. And on the other hand, superiors must also meet their commitments. Superiors के commitments क्या हो सकते हैं? That to make proper increments of their employees, promotions and wage revisions, etc. Wages के भी revisions होने चाहिए, increments होने चाहिए, promotions होने चाहिए for the employees if they are working efficiently and effectively. So what will be the positive effects of this principle? Positive effects will be कि systematic working होगी organization में, and it will improve efficiency. It will improve efficiency of the employees. And what will be the consequences of violating this principle? Consequences will be that it will bring disorder and confusion and chaos in the organization. There will be a chaos, there will be confusion and disorder in the organization. Wastage of resources. Wasted resources will be wasted if there is no discipline. Then delay to work due to absence of rules and regulations. If you are not setting standards, setting rules and regulations for the employees, then there will be delay in work. Okay. Then next principle is unity of command. If you remember, Taylor had suggested functional foremanship as a technique of scientific management. Technique of functional foremanship में हमने क्या सीखा था? We learned that Taylor suggested that over one worker there should be 8 bosses. He suggested 8 bosses over one worker. But that technique was totally a violation of this principle, unity of command, which is suggested by Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol said no, a worker should receive orders and instructions from one superior only at a time, and subordinate should be accountable to that superior only. So according to this principle, an employee should receive orders and from one boss one superior only, and he should be accountable to that one superior only, because if he is receiving orders from uh, more than one boss, that it will lead to confusion कि मैं किसका ऑर्डर मानूं, मैंने प्रोडक्शन इंचार्ज का ऑर्डर मानना है या मैंने सेल्स इंचार्ज का ऑर्डर मानना है. Then he will not be able to understand कि मैं किसका वर्क किसका ऑर्डर पहले मानूं and whom order should I execute first. So for example प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट में आपको बोला जाता है कि एम्प्लॉय को बोला जाता है कि यू शुड गो स्लो बिकॉज प्रोडक्शन में हमें क्वालिटी मेंटेन करनी है. सो प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर इंस्ट्रक्टेड the worker to go slow, but the sales manager, what did the sales manager सेल्स मैनेजर इंस्ट्रक्टेड, सेल्स मैनेजर ने इंस्ट्रक्ट किया कि नहीं नहीं वी हैव टू मीट द टारगेट, हमें टारगेट मीट करना है, हमें हमारे ऑर्डर्स पेंडिंग है, तो तुम प्रोडक्शन फास्ट करो, देयर शुड बी फास्टर प्रोडक्शन, आप ज़्यादा यूनिट्स प्रोड्यूस करो इन अ डे. तो वर्कर को क्या होगा, वर्कर विल बी कंफ्यूज्ड कि मैं किसका ऑर्डर या इंस्ट्रक्शन फॉलो करूं, प्रोडक्शन इंचार्ज का या सेल्स इंचार्ज का. And ultimately there will be ego clashes among the bosses also, and it will create a confusion in the mind of the employees. ठीक है. So what are the positive effects of this principle? Positive effects are if a worker is having only one boss over him, then the positive effects will be that he will not be in a confusion. There will be no confusion in the mind of the subordinates. There are no ego clashes among the managers, and it will improve efficiency in working. It will improve efficiency of the employees. And what will happen if this principle is violated? अगर principle का violation किया जाता है, then what will happen? Then there will be confusion in the minds of the employees that whom instruction I should follow and whom order I should execute first. So there will be conflict and disturbance and overlapping of the activities, and there will be ego clashes among different superiors. Subordinate को chance मिल जाएगा that that he will try to escape from the responsibilities by giving excuses. Then there will be difficulty in maintaining discipline in the organization, and this will lead to indiscipline also in the organization. Discipline भी आप maintain नहीं कर पाएंगे where there is no unity of command in the organization, right? So that's all for today. Today we'll do only one four principles only. ठीक है. Go through these four principles, read them out, and if you want you can make notes of these. You have to make notes of these four principles in your registers. I'll be uploading the pages of Poonam Gandhi. If you want to refer those pages, you can refer those pages also. Those who are not having the book, I'll upload the pages today, right? So next four principle will be taken tomorrow. Goodbye.